Queen Verastra's chest scales locked rigid. Her breath stopped. Eli Ward lunged from the heat engine access panel, tools clattering across the chamber floor. Grease smeared his coveralls. He slammed his palm onto her pulse ridge, the throbbing vein beneath her jaw scales flickering erratic. "She's crashing!" Keth Soren barked from the monitor bank. The royal physician's claws danced over holographic readouts. Alarms wailed. Eli ignored him. He traced the ridge with calloused fingers, counting beats. 1, 2... Pause. Too slow. The Queen's golden eyes glazed. Captain Ro Talvin burst through the vaulted doors, armored tail lashing.
"Human?"
"The engine. Fix it now." Eli yanked a spanner from his belt. "Overheating's killing her. Move." Talvin hauled him toward the massive heat engine humming against the wall. Palace guards parted, their slit-pupilled eyes narrowing at the off-worlder. Eli dropped flat and crawled under the venting grill. Scalding air blasted his face. He wrenched a coolant line free, rerouting it with a jury-rigged clamp. Hiss of pressurized fluid. Frost rimed the chamber walls. Temperature plunged. Virus scales gleamed wet again. Keth snarled. "What did you do?" "That's sacred venting. Saved her from boiling alive." Eli slid out, wiping sweat. "She's stable for now." But Virastra convulsed. Her wings spasmed against the dais. Monitors flatlined. Talvin clamped iron claws on Eli's shoulder. "Sick room, now." He dragged Eli through torchlit corridors, past whispering courtiers. Dragon nobility recoiled from the human stench of oil and sweat. They shoved into the inner sanctum. Virastra sprawled on a bed of crystal shards, chest heaving shallow. Keth hovered, injecting stims that fizzled against her failing metabolism. "Equipment's fried," Keth admitted, voice cracking. "Overload from the heat surge." Eli shook free of Talvin. He vaulted the bed rail, boots thudding on polished stone. Up close, the Queen dwarfed him. 20 feet of iridescent scales, horns curling like ancient crowns. Poison mottled her underbelly, faint green veins Eli spotted from shipyard toxin leaks. He grabbed her pulse ridge. Rough, fever hot. "Keth, mirror me." The physician froze. "Touching the ridge?" "Taboo for lesser species. Mirror." Timing. Eli squeezed rhythmic. Press release. Press with steady pulse under his grip. Keth hesitated, then matched with monitor pads. Beep synced to Eli's hand. Virastra's chest rose. Fell. Rose. Stronger. Guards murmured. Talvin's jaw unhinged slightly, fangs glinting. "Heart rhythm stabilized," Keth whispered. "How?" "Basic sync. Like jump-starting a fusion core." Eli released the ridge, blood rushing back to his fingers. Virastra's eye cracked open, locking on him. A low rumble. "Gratitude?" vibrated the air. But her chest plate heaved uneven. Eli scanned her torso. Fractured keystone there. Misaligned from convulsions. Need a brace. Power source. Talvin tossed a field power cell from his belt. "This. Take it." Eli caught it mid-air. He stripped insulation with pliers, weaving conduits from his tool pouch. Sparks flew as he fused it into a stabilizer rig, coils wrapping a flexible clamp. Hold her steady. Guards pinned her wings. Eli clamped the brace over her chest plate. It hummed to life, blue arcs pulsing in time with her hearts. The keystone clicked into place. Virastra inhaled deep, flames flickering out her nostrils. Keth bowed his crested head. You rebuilt her rhythm. Her structure. Impossible. Not impossible. Just engineering. Eli stepped back, hands flexing. Humans fixed what broke. No one died on his watch. Doors slammed open. Chancellor Maelrix swept in, robes swirling like smoke. His scales shone polished obsidian, eyes cold slits. Courtiers trailed him, murmuring. "Captain Talvin!" Maelrix's voice dripped venom. "You let this contaminant touch our queen?" Talvin stiffened. "He saved her, Chancellor," 3 times. Taboo law is clear. Maelrix raised a claw, summoning guards. Article 7, no off-species hand shall mar the royal form.
"This human poisons her sanctity."
Eli tensed. Virastra growled low, shifting. But weakness pinned her.
Keth stepped forward. "Chancellor, wait."
The monitors. Silence. Maelrix signaled. Guards seized Eli's arms, claws pricking skin. Lock him in the undercrypts. Succession demands purity. Talvin's hand hovered near his blade. Virastra's eye flared, fixing on Maelrix. A faint hiss escaped her jaws. Words? Eli strained, but the grip tightened. The Queen's tail lashed. Monitors spiked green. Poison traces flashed on Keth's screen. Deliberate dosing, not accident. Malrix paled. Seize him! Eli twisted, meeting Virus's gaze. She nodded once, imperceptibly. Hold on, it said. Exposes them. Guards hauled him toward the door. Talvin blocked their path, armor creaking. Vyrastra's voice rasped out first words since the crisis. Release the human. The chamber froze. Malrix whirled.
Majesty, you delude.
Her wings unfurled. Flames licked the air. He lives, or you answer to me. Eli's boots hit stone again. Free. For now, but Malrex's eyes narrowed, claws twitching. The conspiracy cracked, but the Chancellor still held the court's strings. Eli slammed his toolkit onto the chamber floor. Metal clanged against stone. Nobles recoiled, scales rattling. Everyone out. He pointed his wrench at the crowd. Sealed zone. Now, or she dies before I fix this. Talvin's claws flexed on his sword hilt. Human, you overstep. Vyrastra's rasping breath filled the silence. Her golden eye locked on Eli. She nodded faint but clear. Guards hesitated. Malrix stepped forward, robes swirling. Insolence. The Queen's sanctity. Eli cut him off. Sanctity's killing her. Poison traces on the screen. Move, or I make you. He advanced, wrench raised like a blade. Nobles hissed, backing toward the doors. Keth clutched his data slate, eyes wide. Talvin barked orders. Clear the chamber! Seal it! Guards herded the crowd out. Doors boomed shut. Air recyclers hummed to life, isolating the space. Eli exhaled, finally. He knelt beside Virastra's massive form. Her scales gleamed dull under the lights, chest heaving irregularly. Tubes snaked from her veins to monitors beeping warnings. Easy, Your Majesty, he murmured. Got work to do. Her tail twitched, acknowledgement. Trust. He traced her regalia. Golden chains draped her neck, jewels pulsing with embedded tech. Court called it sacred. Eli called bullshit. Fingers steady, he unclasped the main torque. Nobles gasped from memory, but they were gone. Pins clicked free. He lifted the collar. There, a micro needle, barbed tip glinting. Embedded in the clasp hinge, fresh puncture mark on her scale beneath. Gotcha. Eli's voice stayed level. Compassion fueled him, not triumph. No one died on his watch. Keth lunged forward. Halt! That's royal regalia. Desecration. Eli ignored him. He snapped a sterile bag from his kit, slid the needle inside, sealed it, labeled, poison vector, clasp, embed, timestamp. Now. Keth's claws tapped his slate furiously. Formal objection filed. Human tampering violates Code 47. Evidence chain broken. Chains intact. Eli bagged the clasp too. Your poison traces match this. Test it. Vyrastra rumbled approval. Her wing drooped less now. Eli cracked his knuckles. Time for the fix. He yanked tubing from his kit. Shipyard surplus flexible alloy. Pump next. Palm-sized. Battery-powered. Portable filter last. Charcoal matrix. Rated for heavy metals. Keth peered over. What contraption is that? Antidote line. Eli sliced a vein port on her foreleg with a microscalpel. Clean cut. No flinch from her, just steady gaze. He threaded tubing in. Pump clicked on, whirring softly. Filter inline caught residuals. Antidote vial neutralizer he'd mixed from Keth's own chem scans. Dripped steady. Vitals flickered on the screen. Heart rate stabilized. Poison curve dipped. Talvin crossed his arms at the door. It works. Keth stared, slate forgotten, impossible. No ritual binding. Raw mechanics. Works anywhere. Eli adjusted flow. Bodies are machines. Treat 'em right, they run. Vyrastra's breath deepened. Strength returned. Eyes sharpening. Chancellor Malrix pounded on the sealed door. Voice boomed through intercom. Captain Talvin! Open this instant. Remove the human. Procedure mid-violation. Talvin glanced at Eli. Her jaws parted. Flames flickered, warning. Vitals spiked green. Queen arched, purging toxin in a black cough. Eli held the line steady, wiping her maw with a rag. She's stabilizing, Keth whispered. Awe cracked his voice. Malrex's claws scraped metal outside. Talvin, obey or face treason. Talvin drew his blade halfway. Stand down, Chancellor. She's rallying. Eli pumped faster. last of the filter-blackened poison bound. He clamped the line with Drew tubing, sealed the port with biogel. Virastra rose on trembling limbs. Wings stretched full, flames roared from her throat. The door seals hissed. Malrix burst in with guards. "Seize him! The human defiles!" Her roar shook the chamber. "Enough!" Silence crashed. Maltrix froze, claws mid-gesture. Eli stepped back, tools packed. Humble. Just did the job. Virastra's gaze swept the room. Fixed on the bagged needle. Evidence. "Test it." Keth bowed, snatching the bag. Slate linked to lab feeds. Results flashed. Deliberate toxin. Chronic dosing. Source. Needle alloy. Malrix paled to ash gray. Majesty, fabrication. Her tail lashed, cracking stone. "Your workshops forged this clasp. Last refit. Your order." Talvin's blade cleared sheath. Guards flanked the Chancellor. Eli met Virastra's eyes. Bond, sealed in silence. Human hands saved her. Compassion cut the taboo. But Malrix snarled, summoning hidden allies from shadows.
"The court will not..." Virastra lunged. Flames erupted.
Conspiracy burned, but one claw escaped into the vents. Captain Ro Talvin slammed the vault doors. Bolts ground into locks with a hydraulic hiss. 10 minutes, human. Chancellor's screaming orders to haul you out. I locked them anyway.
Eli Ward unzipped his tool satchel. Wrenches gleamed under the chamber's glow orbs.
He crossed the mosaic floor in 3 strides. No time for protocol. Queen Virastra sprawled on her dais, 18 feet of iridescent scales convulsing. Wings twitched half-furled. Her chest heaved in shallow gasps, each one bubbling toxin froth from her muzzle. Keth Soren clutched his physician's slate. "Human, her vents are clogged. Poison's in her bloodstream. Tradition demands. Later." Eli knelt beside her massive head. Golden eyes flickered, slitted pupils dilating in pain. He met her gaze. "Steady, Queen Virastra. Listen to my voice. Breathe with me. In. Slow. 2 counts. Hold. Out." Her nostrils flared. A ragged inhale rattled her frame. Eli counted aloud, palm hovering near her jaw. She matched him. Outflow steadied, froth lessened. Keth edged closer. Impossible. "Draconic rhythms don't sync to mammal cadence. Works on any engine." Eli pressed his hand to her chest plastron. Scales burned hot under his fingers. He felt the thunderous heartbeat, erratic, slamming like a seized piston. Boom. Long pause. Boom, boom. He matched his palm pressure. Firm press on the boom, release on the pause. Rhythm, pump. "Feel that? Push back against my hand." "Good." Again. Virastra's eye sharpened on him. A low rumble vibrated through her scales. Not growl, but focus. Her heartbeat evened. Eli's arm strained against the force, but he held steady. Human muscle against dragon mass. Compassion in every squeeze. Talvin paced the doors. Claws scraped stone. 5 minutes gone. Malrix is rallying the court guard. Eli scanned the chamber. Vents hissed along the vaulted ceiling. Faint, acrid haze curled from them. Toxin vapors seeping slow. Palace air recyclers pushed it right into her lungs. He spotted the thermal grid panel on the wall. Shipyard mechanic's eye, conduits, valves, override ports. Same as any hull breather system. Keth, slate access code, grid controls.
The physician hesitated, claws flexed.
"Outsider protocols, now." Eli's voice cut flat. Keth tapped the slate. Hollow keys projected. Eli snatched it, fingers flying. Alien glyphs, but logic traced clean. Input flow, purge cycle, vent reversal.
You punched reroute.
Thermal grid whined alive. Hot purge air blasted from floor grates, rocketing upward. Ceiling vents reversed with a whoosh. Toxin haze sucked out, bound in filter traps. Virastra's breathing deepened. Color returned to her frills, vibrant crimson from ashen gray. Talvin barked a laugh. Grids frying half the wings heat. Brilliant, meat sack. Alarm shrieked outside. Red strobes flashed through door seams. Chancellor Malrix's voice boomed over intercom. "Captain Talvin!" Treason. Guards seized the physician's instruments. "The human poisons her further." Fists hammered the doors. Metal bucked. "Open by court decree!" Talvin braced the frame. Blade hissed free. "Hold the line." "Queen's rallying!" Eli clamped a line from his kit into Virastra's foreleg port. Filter rig primed. Pump engaged. Black sludge pulled from her veins. He worked faster. Doors shuddered. Weld sparked. Keth gaped at the slate feeds. Vapors purged. 90% toxin clearance. How? Human fingers on our grid. Virastra stirred. 1/4 talon uncurled. Razor curved. Big as Eli's thigh. It hooked gentle around his wrist. Not crushing. Anchoring. She pulled him closer. Golden eyes locked. Flames flickered at her throat. Controlled. Majesty? Keth dropped to knees. Her voice rasped, deep as forge bellows. This one stays. Talon tightened just enough. Possessive. My lifeline. No ruler claims outsider. I do. Doors buckled inward. Guards' roars echoed. Talvin roared back, blade flashing. Li didn't flinch. Pump word final cycles. Filter blackened full. He sealed the port. Virastra rose on trembling limbs. Wings stretched full span, knocking glow orbs askew. Flames roared from her throat, a victory bellow. The door's seals hissed. Melrix burst through with a squad, claws raised. Seize him! The human defiles sacred. Her roar drowned him. Chamber quaked. Silence! Melrix froze mid-lunge. Guards halted. Eli stepped back, tools packed neat. Rag wiped his hands. Job done. Virastra's talon lingered a bead on his wrist. Bond sealed. Taboo shattered by human hands. Keth snatched the filter bag. Slate linked to Palace Labs. Results blazed. Chronic neurotoxin. Needle delivery. Source trace. Chancellor's Forge alloy.
Melrix paled ash gray. Lies.
Fabrication by the outsider. Virastra's tail lashed, stone cracked. Your refit order. Your workshops. Treason proven. Talvin's blade cleared fully. Guards flanked Melrix. Ellie met her eyes. Silent nod. Human compassion cut the politics. Dragonaw gleamed back, but Melrix snarled. Shadows stirred in the vents. One claw, loyalist spy, slipped free, racing into ducts. Virastra lunged. Flames erupted. Conspiracy scorched, but the claw vanished. Eli thrust the blackened filter bag into Keth's claws. Needle samples in there. Run a comparative toxin scan on every quart supply. Food stocks, water reserves, regalia polish. Keth's scales rippled with shock. His slit pupils widened at the human's command.
No deference.
Just orders, like Eli fixed any busted engine. The physician clutched the bag. You presume much, outsider. Palace Labs answer to protocol. Eli wiped residue from his hands. Protocol kills her. Scan now or I bypass you. Virastra's labored breaths rasped behind him. Her talon still grazed his boot-possessive anchor. Keth hesitated.
Then nodded sharp.
Slate chimed as he linked the sample. Data streamed to sealed vaults. He spun toward the doors. Session convenes. I bring this to the council. Eli watched him vanish into the corridor. Guards parted like waves. Virastra's rumble vibrated the floor. You command my court healers. Command keeps you breathing. Eli knelt by the life support pylons. Glowing veins pulsed erratic in the walls. Power fluctuations. Queen needed steady flow. He cracked the access panel. Sparks bit his fingers. Alien tech hummed wrong frequencies. Human hands adapted. Wires snaked under the throne dais. He traced the main conduit, reroute from ceremonial glow to sick room stabilizers. Talvin loomed at the archway. Human tinkers with sacred pylons. One slip and slip kills her. Eli stripped insulation with pliers. Sparks danced. He bridged circuits. Power surged steady. Sick room lights flared brighter down the hall. Virastra's chest rose even. Eli sealed the panel. Done. Talvin's jaws clenched. Awe flickered in his eyes. Human fixed what dragon engineers cursed. Your competence unnerves. Eli shrugged. Packed tools. Humble work. Lives mended. Keth stormed the grand session hall. Crystal spires amplified every claw click. Council nests ring the dais. Malix perched central, scales polished to deceitful gleam. Physician, report on the Queen's indisposition. Keth slammed his slate down, filter bag beside it. Scans blazed holographic toxin matches and regalia oils. Needle punctures logged. Chronic neurotoxin, delivered via forge alloy needle. Source, Chancellor's workshops. I demand sealed inventory audit of royal regalia.
Now, mailbag.
Outrageous. No evidence links. Scans due. Keth's voice cracked like thunder. Tradition bound him once.
Results freed him. Protocol invokes audit. Guards, seal the vaults. Captain Talvin strode in from side arches.
His squad fanned out. Maelrix's loyalists shifted uneasy.
This insults the throne's order.
Protects it. Keth met his gaze. Forced hand turned claw. Eli shadowed Talvin through regalia vaults. Gold claws and gemmed crowns gleamed under lock vaults. Air hummed sterile. He scanned storage locks with a jury-rigged scanner. Human mod on alien slate. There, puncture marks, microneedle size. Matches the filter residue. Talvin growled low. Snatched a regalia attendant by the scruff. The lesser Drake squawked. Captain, I polish only. Puncture your work. Eli pointed. Fresh scratches gleamed. Toxin residue flaked under light. Talvin's nostrils flared. Sniffed. Confirmed. Traitor. Talvin snapped manacles. Dragged the attendant out. Confessed to the queen. Eli followed. Evidence case swung from his belt, heavy with filter, scans, lock scrapings. Puzzle locked. Human competence pieced it. Back in session hall, council murmured. Virastra entered on litter borne by honor guard, wings draped regal despite weakness. She settled daisies. Eyes locked Eli's. Silent thanks burned. Keth presented the case. Audit yields proof. Attendant pierced locks on Chancellor's order. Toxin from his forge. Maelrix sneered. Lies from a human-tainted physician. The outsider defiles. Outsider saves. Virastra's voice boomed. Tail lashed. Stone dust sifted. Eli stepped forward. Placed evidence case central. Scans projected. Timeline synced to Maelrex's refits. Attendant's claw prints matched. Council gasped. Yee, scales shivered. Human hands exposed dragon deceit. Maelrex's facade cracked. Claws flexed. Enough. He surged from nest. Blade whipped free. Ceremonial dagger, poisoned edge glinting, lunged straight for the evidence case. Talvin roared. Blade intercepted. Sparks flew. Guards piled in. Maelrix slashed wild. The throne is mine, Virastra bellowed flame. Hall scorched black. Eli dodged a flung counselor. Grabbed case. Back to her side. Her wing curled, protective. Chancellor pinned. Blade clattered. Throne room froze. A crime scene etched in claw marks and lies. Maelrix snarled up at Talvin. You side with the soft skin? Talvin pressed boot to throat.
You saved her. You poisoned.
Council eyes turned to Eli. Awe rippled waves. Human mechanic, humble tools, iron will. Cut through taboo, compassion sealed fates. Virastra's talon grazed Eli again. My claim stands. But vents hissed above. Shadows stirred. The vanished claw. Spy returned. Poison vial glinted in grip. Dropped toward the dais. Vial shattered on the dais stone. Green sludge hissed, eating grooves into the floor. Eli yanked the purge tube free. No time for finesse. Queen's vents wheeze toxin backlog surging from the fresh attack. Talvin roared. Maelrix twisted under his boot, claws scraping free. Chancellor surged up, fangs bared. Talvin tackled him mid-leap. Scales slammed stone. Pinned again, harder. Stay down, traitor. Keth darted forward. Snatched the evidence case. Sealed it with royal wax, claw stamped deep. Secured. Proof intact. Council scales rattled. Whispers hissed like steam. Eli ignored them, focused on Virastra. Her chest heaved, iridescent hide dulled by poison cycles. He twisted the final purge valve. Machine hummed his jury-rigged pump. Shipyard parts fused to dragon anatomy. Fluid gushed clear now, no green taint. Steady, Eli muttered. Human hands steady on alien levers. He watched the heart monitor. Crude LED he'd wired from his toolkit. Rhythm spiked wild, then locked. Steady thump. Green light held. He pulled the stabilizer brace. Metal clamps retracted from her ribs. Virastra sucked in a full breath. Flame flickered at her nostrils. Alive, fierce.
Wing tightened around him.
Protective curl. You men, you finish. Eli nodded. Wiped sweat. You're clear. Towered over the hall, legs uncoiled, powerful. No stagger. Tail swept debris. Council recoiled. Maelrix snarled from under Talvin's knee. Virastra strode forward. Claws clicked on stone. Entered the court's heart under her own fire. Account for every delay. Silence cracked. Counselors flinched. Keth bowed low. Case clutched tight. Protocols bound us, one elder rasped. Wings tucked submissive. Lies. Virastra's gaze pinned Malrix. Chancellor ordered stalls. Attendant dosed my chalice on his claw mark. Evidence sings it. Malrix bucked. Majesty, the soft skin twists. Soft skin saved. Talvin ground his boot. You poisoned. Rode Talvin's eyes flicked to Eli. Respect glinted. Hardguard yielding to proven ally. Virastra halted center dais. Flame breath warmed the air. Ellie Ward, you touched the untouchable. Treated queen flesh as mechanism. Ignored taboo. Held my spark when court withheld. Eli stood straight. Tools clipped to his belt. Human amid dragons. Just did the job, ma'am. Wouldn't let the system fail. Council gasped. Scales shivered in waves. A mechanic refusing glory. Competence raw, unadorned. I name you sworn mechanic guardian, Virastra's voice boomed. Authority granted. Override ritual in emergencies. Your hands command when life hangs. Murmurs erupted. Human over tradition. Taboo shattered. Keth straightened, nodded once. Doubt burned away by results. Wise. His purge worked where claws failed.
Eli shifted, felt all eyes dragon awe crashing like thunder.
No title needed, Your Majesty. Give me a workbench.
Tools. Access to your systems.
Laughter rumbled from her throat, deep, approving. Granted. And more. Talon extended. Touched his shoulder. Glow mark seared, gentle. My protective vow binds you. Harm to you rebounds threefold. Court witnesses. Council bowed as one. Awe rippled outward. Human humility pierced their scales. Compassion sealed the pact. Rotalvin hauled Malrix up. Shackles clicked. To the pits. Chancellor spat. The throne is mine. Virastra curled wing toward Eli again, guarded by the one who dared. Eli met her gaze. Steady. No boast. Just work done right. But vents hissed above. A shadow flickered. Second spy. No, just steam settling. Hall exhaled. Queen lived. First decree etched. The human touched her and ruled beside. Eli rolled his shoulders. Workbench next. Systems to tune. Dragons watched. Humbled. Captain Rotalvin clapped his shoulder. Guard's grip firm. You fight like us now. Eli grinned faint. Just fixing what breaks. Virastra's tail nudged him forward. Court parted. Human strode with Queen. Conspiracy crushed. Bond forged in purge and proof. Yet whispers lingered.
More claws and shadows.
Eli checked his toolkit. Ready. Her heartbeat steady. His watch held.